Hey everybody, welcome to today's Power Hour. I am Elaine Watson, Global Education Director here at Light Elegance, and I'm so happy you've joined us today. Very excited to introduce today's guest host, and that is Christie Angel, who is a Light Elegance educator, and she is going to be showing you some amazing Halloween nail art. Please welcome Christie Angel.
Thank you, Elaine, for that great introduction. Hi, guys. My name is Christy. I'm a new educator here with Light Elegance. And today I will be showing you guys how to do some fun 3D nail art achieved with Light Elegance products only, of course. And today I actually have swatches of the new fall and winter collection, as you can see here. It is the Dare to Indulge collection. It is the newest collection. And I just decided to show the 3D nail art on top of these colors because they're beautiful. They work great for fall and Halloween and all designs. So I'm super excited to show you guys how to do these 3D looks. So we're just going to do a little zoom and show you guys. It's not too 3D. That's up to your client as well, depending on how 3D they want a look. Some people want a little bit of a subtle 3D look. Some people want a super 3D look. So I'm just going to show you guys how to achieve that with Clear One Step and also our Builder gel. And so I already have our spider here pre-drawn out. I went ahead and had our example here on our new sheer black Jimmy gel. But to show some contrast, and so that way you guys can really see the 3D pop, I went ahead and put it on top of Heavenly. That is the new color. It is a gorgeous eggshell cream off-white, and it has a slight sheen, so it's really pretty. But how I achieve clear 3D looks is with Clear One Step. One Step, like its name, is a all-in-one hard gel. It is used for overlays, but you can also have it as a top coat. So you don't have to go ahead and use super shiny. You can go ahead and just cleanse it right on top, and it gives you that clear 3D look. So I'll show you guys how I achieved that. So this swatch right here, I used Heavenly, and then I used primary black gel paint. The gel paints are amazing for art because they don't self-level like the buttercream, so they're going to stay in place with those fine lines that you have for spiders, spider webs, whatever nail design you guys want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and open my Clear One Step. And because One Step is a thinner viscosity, it is a quicker moving gel. You want to move quickly. So for that, I always like to keep that in mind and let people know. I love our flash dot here. This is essential for 3D gel. Like, I only use my flash dot to achieve those 3D looks because you can go ahead. Let me grab my Gen 4. With your Gen 4, by the time you move your hand into the light, you're losing that 3D effect by the time that the gel self levels into the lamp. And I'm sure you guys have experienced that ever trying 3D, and especially with One Step. Again, it's a very fast, quick moving gel, which is great for overlays. But when we're doing a 3D effect, you want to move quickly and you want to get more gel so that way it doesn't self level and just move all over your nail. So I like to go ahead and actually bring my flash dot really close to where I'm going to be having the nail so I can quickly cure. We're going to want as much 3D effect as possible. Again, that's dependent on your client. I love a 3D nail. I love texture. I think it adds like just a great, it just elevates your nail game. Like, it just adds a little uniqueness. So I'm grabbing like a biggish blob, but not all of that gel is going to go onto the spider. So ahead of time, I'm going to go ahead and turn my flash dot on. You can see the reflection of the blue light. And very carefully, I'm going to go on the biggest part of the spider. Biggish, that's my vocab for today, guys. And you're just going to bring it up and quickly. That was very quick. I couldn't even speak because that's how quick I had to put that spider blob under the light. But you guys can see right there how 3D, and then you can turn on your light again so it can fully cure. But now let me go ahead and turn that off so I can show you guys. That is a cute little 3D blob. And if it's not perfect, this is something you can practice over and over again. Maybe I went a little over the line, but that's okay. With practice, 3D effects come. So it's something with one step again, you want to move as quickly as possible. I'm going to go ahead and get less gel on this little circle blob for our little spider. And again, I'm going to bring this flash dot a little closer so you guys can see. Turning on the light ahead of time and getting my LE dotting tool to go ahead and make just a little blob here. And if it's over the 3D gel, I like to grab a brush and move it into place. One step is a quick moving gel, but you have time to work it. And also, if I don't like it, if the gel is moving too quickly, I'll get some LE cleanser, get an LE wipe and wipe it off. Because if I don't like it, I'm gonna redo it. And that's what's great about working with 3D. You don't have to pressure yourself to get it on the first try. 3D is a very advanced technique when it comes to nail art in my personal opinion. So I'm gonna go ahead. I grabbed a smaller dotting tool because that other one was just a little too big. And I'm just gonna grab again a little bit of gel, more proportionate to this blob. Turning on my flash dot and very, very carefully working quickly, creating a circle and curing that. You can see how that kind of self-leveled also while it was in the light. So you can see it self-levels very quickly. You want to move quickly. That's why the flash dot, honestly, is my holy grail while coming to do 3D nail art. And I love that with one step, you can just go ahead and cleanse it at the very end, and it has that top coat super shiny finish. You just have to listen for that squeak. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and grab a brush, a fine liner brush. I recommend using Stripey. That's our really thin liner brush. That's a great brush. And it's super thin to achieve those lines, like for this spider right here. This is probably gonna be the hardest part. But again, you're just gonna grab your one step. And for the lines, I do recommend that when you put your brush in, you're having all of that gel on the tip of the brush. You're not loading it up like an art brush. You are keeping this gel on the tip of the brush. That way, when you're moving, it's gonna go in a straight line. You'll see what I mean. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my flash dot again. And keeping this on the liner of my brush, the tip of my brush, following the line of the spider and moving very quickly. Because again, one step is a very fast self-leveling gel. And the thinner liner brush you have for this, the better because of those thin spider lines. Depending on the design you're doing, obviously, with the spider body, I used a dotting tool. But for this, we're going to go ahead and use a liner brush. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and go in with a smaller brush and do the same thing. Keep that gel mostly on the tip so that way when you drag out your brush, it's going in the exact line that you want. That other brush was a little bit too thick for me, so I'm going to go ahead, turn on my flash dot again, follow my lines, and quickly cure. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen clients bring in ideas and designs that have just a clear 3D look on top. And you're thinking, okay, how do I achieve this look if I have to top coat after? And then that's going to make me lose my 3D. One Step is that perfect product. I don't use anything else because I love that I can just go right on top of super shiny, use my One Step, cleanse, and then go ahead right in with cuticle oil and taking a picture. So I'm just going to go ahead and again, it's really just looking at the gel, getting your brush. Again, we're trying to put it more towards the tip. And then we're going to go ahead, trying to do this well so you guys can see how quickly I'm moving that.
You're doing great. It's so clear and you're filling
Okay,
the
perfect.
screen. It's amazing.
Yay. I didn't hear you talking, Elaine, so I'm like, okay, I must be doing it right.
I think everybody is so focused on what you're doing that they're not even commenting in the chat, which is rare.
Perfect. 3D is very captivating, I think. It's a lot. But I love 3D. It's definitely my niche in nail art. Something I feel like as nail artists, we can just go even deeper with a 3D nail. And I love showing people how to use Light Elegance products because they are completely HEMA-free, TPO-free, hypoallergenic. So if we can keep the whole nail from base, from prep to base to 3D, super shiny, the top coat, all HEMA-free, I love being able to provide that for my clients. I think that's the best part about Ellie. Super safe products.
I have to say too, wearing it, I love wearing 3D, especially when it's not sharp or it catches on my hair. But
Right.
like something like this that's going to end up having the smooth texture, I'll find myself playing with it, almost like one of those fidget things.
100%. I love that because it's gel, it's gonna be, like you said, it's gonna be smooth. And also because it's not a charm and it's gel to gel, a lot of people ask me, okay, is my 3D gonna fall off? Is it gonna get caught in my hair? And for the most part, I've never had like 3D from the Light Elegance products come off. Maybe they'll dull out a little bit. That's with wearing your nails, but they're not like charms where they stick up completely and they just fall off. Because that's where I struggle with charms. They tend to fall off, but if you have gel to gel, it'll stick and it'll be perfectly like smooth to the nail, but still 3D.
Yeah, I
So it's super
definitely
fun.
prefer this to wearing a charm for sure.
And it makes it like creepy.
That's cute.
So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in for a final 60-second cure since I was just flash curing as I went. I'm gonna go ahead and do that off camera on my Gen 4.
While you're changing your table up for your next one, I have a question for you from Angie. She
Okay.
asks, can you add color to the one step or is 3D best when left clear?
That's a great question, Angie. I actually am gonna show you guys how to achieve a color mixing, but I don't use one step. I go ahead and use Builder. And the reason is because, like I said before, one step is the quickest. So it'll self-level very quickly. Even with that spider, I'm adjusting, I'll wipe it if it self-levels too quickly. So whenever I'm doing a colored 3D accent nail, I love Builder because it's the slowest, it's the thickest, and you can go ahead and actually mix color with it. You can mix color with one step too, but again, it's going to be a quicker moving gel. So if you've achieved that and mastered it, totally go ahead and do one step. But to give myself time, I love to use Builder because also you have to remember with our products, when you're agitating and mixing, it changes the viscosity of the gel. So you guys will see once I show you how to do this pumpkin, when I mix the color and the gel together, the viscosity changes quite a bit. So that is something just to consider while mixing the gels, but that is something you can completely do with one step Builder. Extreme is right in the middle. So that is a great question. Yeah, you can.
Thank you.
Perf. And then now I'm just gonna go ahead and go in with my Ellie cleanser, Ellie wipe, and go ahead and cleanse, and you just want to listen for that squeak. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it on camera, but and it's just a little fun, creepy spider nail. And sometimes I don't, it can't be perfect sometimes. That comes with practice. I'm in camera and I'm in frame and I'm trying to show you guys how I'm achieving this. So it's a little bit harder, but I do really love how One Step adds that clear 3D effect and you can just do it right on top of super shiny. So
Pretty
that's super
cool.
fun.
I love it.
Yes. So fun. It just makes it creepy, I think. And that's what we love for Halloween.
Love it.
Oh, hello. Okay. So today on this one, like Angie said, mixing color with the gel, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do that with Builder. And I love using Farm Fresh for that pumpkin look. And then I'm also going to go ahead and use Luxurious, which is one of our new colors as well from the Dare to Indulge. That's going to be our little green stem. So let's go ahead and grab our Builder gel. And I'm just going to show you guys how I mix and like my proportions and what I find works the best. So this is my LE stir and I'm just my stir and stick and I'm just going to go ahead and grab a little bit of gel. I'm also going to be I'm thinking about how much gel I really want for this pumpkin. That's when you're thinking, how 3D do you want it? Does your client just want a little bit of 3D? Do they want a lot of 3D? I'm going to go ahead and do a lot because on camera, I want you guys to see how 3D we can really achieve looks. Wiping my stir and scoop with some cleanser. And because buttercreams are very pigmented and very opaque, we really don't need that much. I'm probably going to grab just a little bit more. And again, that's up to you guys. Are you guys trying to achieve a jelly 3D look? Then obviously you'll use less color. So if you're going for a jelly pumpkin, I think this would be perfect. But I want it to be a little bit more opaque. So I'm going to grab just a tiny bit more color. And that's just something as you do more 3D, you'll learn as you go. I'm always learning new things as I do 3D. But with the Light Elegance products, I've learned a little bit goes a long way. Just being conscious of how much product you're using and say I only had a little bit of this farm fresh left, right? Like I wouldn't want to use it all. So that I think it's a great color. It's not too jelly and it'll pop up on our orange, I'm sorry, our purple temptation nail. Perfect. So for this look, I'm also going to go ahead and go in with the LE dotting tool. And then same thing, I'm going to have this builder gel really close to me. Of course, it moves slower than One Step, so I have a little bit more time to work with it, but I'm still going to keep my flash dot right here and turn it on right before I intend to cure. So grabbing a little bit of gel and a little bit, I really don't mean a little bit, a lot. 3D, more is more. So looking at this little reference pumpkin, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and again, working in circular motions, you want to work up and you're trying to work the shape of a little pumpkin. I honestly can't lie, I went off of Ashley's little pumpkin she did in her Halloween nail art. And I just referenced hers and I was like, okay, I'm going to do this, but 3D. And you can just use a brush to also perfect that shape. You can already see it's self-leveling, so I'm trying to bring it back up. And you can create any kind of pumpkin you want, but also to bring the gel back to more, I'm sorry, I'm like brain farting right now. But so that way the gel goes 3D, you can also turn the nail over. So that way instead of self-leveling, it's going back up, if that makes sense. And I just create these little like oval shapes and I put them together.
I love that you're building on what Ashley did. Because anybody who's watching this right now that watched Ashley's video is totally getting it.
Right?
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
anybody who's ever taught while doing nail art, or not even, all you pros know how hard it is to talk while you do nail art on your clients. So this is next level education, Christy.
100%. I watch Ashley do her power hours when I'm here, and I'm amazed because I feel like she's multitasking on top of multitasking. So I try to
Yeah,
take
but
in those little
she's
tips.
a different creature.
Exactly.
Yeah. Is she in earshot?
Yeah, she's right here working.
Yeah. Ashley, we know you're next level. All right, I'm gonna quiet now because
I'm like, we try to learn as much as we can from her. And then again, we're just creating those little ovals, those little pumpkin shapes that we love. And then, of course, with 3D, you can always add more on top, especially when you're beginning this. I'm never going and doing one level of nail art like this one, for example. I did build on top of this. And then you can see we're going to go in and do some shadow lines as well. But don't be too hard on yourself. 3D is a learning curve. You really have to just learn what works best for you. I've also used like silicone tools, brushes. My LE dotting tool honestly is my another central tool for doing 3D because it has that little circle and it just helps you create shapes a lot better. Unless of course you're doing like a square shape or something, but it is a great tool when doing 3D. And that looks a little uneven to me, so I'm gonna just bring that gel back up. You can
the
flip it
camera's
over.
definitely catching that your three blobs are giving like a real pumpkin where you have those shapes to the pumpkin,
Yeah,
the shape
that's
overall.
that's what I took from Ashley's video when I watched her draw that. I was like, okay, instead of drawing one big shape, it's three little shapes.
Yeah, the way they connect gives you the line that the pumpkin has. Yeah.
And I think just so I can make that bigger piece in the middle, I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more gel to that middle portion of the pumpkin towards the bottom, because I think that'll make it look perfect. And again, when I'm doing this, I'm trying to get the gel towards the end of that brush. Turn in the finish start. Lay that gel down. Oh, there's a hair in my gel. That happens. I'm just gonna go ahead and get my smile line brush and wipe that away.
I love that you decided to do that because it also shows the viewers that you can get like that center section even higher by doing an
Mm-hmm.
extra.
100%.
That
Just a
was a
little bit
good
of an
teaching moment.
extra layer right there. Because I think people get caught in trying to do this perfectly the first time or making it easy for themselves, which I totally understand. I'm definitely a person that if it's not easy for me, I don't want to do it anymore. But honestly, if you practice the 3D and remember that you can go in layers, nail art, of course, unless you're working with a client and you're wanting to move quickly, I completely understand being more on time. But when you're achieving and practicing this look, just remember like you can really just build up and work slowly. And then once you get those techniques down, of course, that quick pace will come with that practice.
I
Because
think
that's definitely what I've noticed.
what you're showing isn't even about it being easy or not, it's forgiveness. If you don't get it
Hmm.
right the first time, the product is so forgiving that there's corrections you can make.
I
And
agree.
Malin made a really good comment from HQ, and I'm gonna piggyback on her comment because nature. Best news is pumpkins are lumpy, so it works no matter the shape.
Now, since I went ahead and just showed you guys how to build up on top of that middle portion of the pumpkin, now we're going to go ahead and do a little stem with Luxurious. So of course, with this one, we're not going to be mixing as much gel because we're just doing a little stem. So that seems good enough for me. And then we're going to go ahead and grab Luxurious. And Luxurious is pretty dark. It's a really deep, pretty foresty green, I think. So maybe that much. That amount of buttercream should be good. But again, as I mix as I go, that's what I'm looking at, the color, if I'm happy with it or not. It's really up to you guys, your clients. It's always whoever's wearing the nails preference. So I think that's really pretty. So let's go ahead. And since this is going to be more of a little stem, I'm going to try and do this with a brush rather than my dotting tool. And I'm going to go ahead and just use like a medium brush, and I'll go ahead. And again, like I said, I'm not really loading up the brush for color. It's more keeping the gel at the end. So depending on how much 3D of a stem I want, I'll grab that amount of gel. Turning on my flash dot ahead of time. And then I think I'm just going to go ahead and start by blobbing it. The vocab is very nail art. Blob, a stem, keeping it at the end of the brush. And you have to work quickly. 3D, you just have to work quickly. If you don't like it, I recommend just wiping it, starting over. But I was happy with that. I feel like that was giving more of a natural stem than just a little boring stem. So flash curing that and really showing you guys. It is a darker green, so it's harder to see, but I don't want it to be as 3D as the pumpkin, of course, because it's a stem, but just a little bit of something. Harder to see, but it's right there. And then you know what? I'm going to add a little bit more just so we don't lose that 3D effect when we go to top coat. So let's add on top of that, following that little line I did. Perfect. Flash cure that. And then I'm going to go ahead and put that in my Gen 4 for a full 60-second cure. And then I'm going to go ahead. Are we good on time, Elaine?
You're doing great. We're only 33 minutes in, so you're all right.
Oh, okay, perfect.
There really is no cutoff technically.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to show them how to do like a creepy 3D eyeball. So I'm glad
And
that.
there really is no rule. We don't get cut off,
Cool.
but you could keep going. I don't think anybody's going to complain. And if they are, they'd probably just step out and watch the recording.
True. Cool. And then, of course, I'll show you guys how I top coat that pumpkin. And I do use super shiny, but you don't want to use too much because, of course, we don't want to lose that 3D
I do
effect.
have a question for you because I think it's a good one for right now. Katie, I'm going to assume this is the Salon Leaf and Lacquer. I might have missed it, but before starting a 3D design after applying your base color, should it be wiped clean with cleanser to remove the inhibition layer before layering the 3D?
I go ahead and do that, yes. So that way, at the end, when I cleanse, that inhibition layer underneath is completely cleansed. So, yes, that's what I do.
Thank you.
That is a great question. I feel like those are little like questions I am like when because I do 3D so often,
Yeah,
I forget.
exactly. And those are like the kind of questions that benefit the masses. I like it.
100%. So when top coating 3D, I'm just going to go ahead and lightly go over it. You do want to get all the crevices, make sure you're getting everything completely top coated, but we don't want to put too much super shiny so it doesn't self level and cover all that 3D. I do love that about super shiny that it does self level and it can fill all those divots, but for 3D, it's not what we want. So you want to use a little bit, not too much, and really just be conscious of how much gel you're using while top coating. And instead of what I usually do is I'll turn super shiny over to do that self level effect when I'm just doing a regular manicure, but with 3D I don't because again, that'll just make it lose the whole effect we just created and we don't want that. So that'll cure for a full 60 seconds and then we'll go ahead and cleanse it. But I'm going to go ahead and start pre-mixing color for our 3D eyeballs and do a little bit more of a creepy look. So I think that's always fun to do. I definitely have half and half girls where they like doing cutesy Halloween, and then I have more of the creepy cute Halloween. So it's fun to have variety and also a variety of design options for your clients as well. So grabbing a little bit of Builder. I think I want to do two different size eyeballs. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a little bit more gel. And then going in with our Just White buttercream. Don't look at my Just White. It's old. It's a little messy. Don't judge me, but just grabbing a
You're
little bit of
so
that.
funny.
I'm a real nail tech over here. I'm like, she's been a busy girl. Me and Ashley always joke because we're total opposites. So whenever she asks me for something, I'm like, I'm so sorry I don't have that. But if I ask her, she has everything. So it's amazing.
I love that you can hear her giggling. I want to say too, while you're mixing back on the Christieisms, that's from you working so long with Ashley and her Ashleyisms.
That's so true.
Oh,
That's
here's a
perfect.
good question that relates to right now. Thanks, Lynn. Do you stir your buttercream before adding it to the builder or no?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't, just because I'm already agitating it when I mix it into the builder gel. So I don't feel that I have to. But if someone felt like that made their consistency better for them, then you can do that always. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good question. Perfect. And I'm just gonna go ahead and bring this flash shot over here. So with that other pumpkin nail, you don't want to cleanse super shiny right away. You want to let it sit for a minute. So we're gonna let that sit and then go in with a little 3D eyeball. This is Drizzle from the Dare to Indulge. It's a beautiful caramely pretty brown. And with this one's going to be probably the easiest design out of them all to achieve. I think the eyeballs being really circular, it's really dependent on how much gel you use. I'm going to grab quite a bit because I want this to be a big, weird, creepy eyeball. I think that'll be really fun. So going in, we're going to put this up high, going in with that circular motion. Oh, you're working up. I'm working up, trying to achieve like as 3D as I want it. I let it self level a bit just so it doesn't have any harsh lines. And then I'll have that cure.
I feel like there's a lot of people out there that wear those eyeball jewelry. Isn't it like to ward off evil eye or something?
Oh yeah, I have those.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. So I feel like
Yeah,
this isn't just a Halloween thing to the viewers. This could be something off season.
100%. I've definitely had a lot of people ask me for evil eye nails, which is super fun. I think that's honestly the best evil eye you could do, probably. So I think it's super cool when people have very different ideas like that. Yeah, I want to go for a creepy, maybe Jeepers Creepers kind of eyeball. Maybe not exactly that because that's really creepy, but we're gonna go for just creepy eyeballs. went in with my line brush, sorry. Let's take that away. And then flash curing her. As you can see, I got stuck on my cleansing wipe there, so sometimes 3D can get a little messy, but just got to keep your area clean. And then after flash curing that, see, that's 3D enough for me. It's not too like not too much, not too little. I'll put that in for a full 60-second cure. And now our pumpkin is all ready to cleanse. I'm gonna just grab a cleansing wipe. And you can literally add anything to this pumpkin. I could have done like a cute little anime face on it, or I could have done some shadowing. I was really honestly happy with the way it came out. You're gonna listen for that Ellie squeak. And it's a perfect little 3D pumpkin.
He's so cute. I love it.
It's so fun. I just love doing 3D. It's definitely
I like that you stopped there because Ashley gave like good instruction on shading and painting. So if somebody went to that video and they wanted to get next level advanced on a pumpkin, they could do that. But I think for the viewers who maybe are uncomfortable doing nail art and they need good
like a little
examples,
basic.
yeah, this is
Yeah.
great for
Like the
them.
first step. That's also, yeah, I think it's very nice. And that's also how I break down my nail art is going down to the basic step. It's really looking at the pre-shape and then all those little tiny details on top. But Ashley is really good at that. That's what I learned from her all the time. The little cross stitching, shadowing, and all of that stuff. Those are the details. But now I'm gonna go in with, I could go in with my primary black gel paint or my buttercream, but because we're doing nail art, I'm gonna do my gel paint. They stay in place a lot better. They don't self-level like the buttercreams, so I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna create a little circle shape. This is definitely something where the part of the appointment with my clients where I get a little quiet because I'm so focused. I'm sure you guys can relate to that as well. Halloween in October it's almost like quiet time for us because we're so focused on all the intricate nail art, but it's just so fun. Creepy guy.
Nail art is so hard to do and talk at the same time.
And we make it look so easy. Like we're so cool, like Picasso's, but even better. Picasso. Mhm. Cool. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cure that. And I'm just gonna go ahead and grab Provocative, also from the Dare to Indulge collection. As you can tell, I love this collection. It's amazing. I think it's one of the best fall winter collections we have. And also, you guys will tell Provocative has been a client favorite. I'm probably gonna have to order more for Christmas, but I'm gonna use that color to create those little red weird lines that you see in that eye, and that'll make it just even more creepy and Halloween. You could go in with real red, you could go in with cranberry craze. I do love Provocative though, because I think it's that perfect, like real red is very bright and pretty, but Provocative looks like bloody red to me. So I'm just gonna create the little lines. Doesn't have to be perfect. Whatever your nail art style is, just try to do that. Make it you. I'm definitely not a creepy Halloween girl. I'm definitely more of a kawaii fun Halloween, but I'm trying to get more into my creepy Halloween nail art. So you got to bring yourself out of your comfort zone. I don't know what your guys' favorite Halloween nail art is, but mine is definitely, I would have to say matte. Anything matte, I'm gonna do. It just brings out the detail of the nail art so much more. I'm a little shaky, so I'm trying to
This is a
shake for you
good
guys.
question for the masses. From Lane Beauty wants to know, will this 3D art stick well to matte nails as well?
Oh, 100%. It's just going to be a lot harder for you. Say if this drizzle was matte and I wanted the eyeballs to be shiny, what I would go ahead and do is just go in with a fine liner brush and then top coat just the 3D. And then boom, you have a 3D super shiny design across a matte nail. So you can always do that. I'm like,
I
that's
like
really
mixing.
smart.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
mixing art matte and shiny. It looks so cool. It makes it pop.
100%. Yeah. I'm just going to wipe this little white because I don't like it. Go back in.
Definitely one of these moments where you don't want to talk.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not
Hold
speaking
your
at
breath.
all. And you could do colored eyeballs too. Can make it a blue eyeball, green eyeball, any color. I just had black and white here, so wasn't going crazy with it. But
Super cute.
I think 3D is so fun. There's a lot of like creepy brain 3D designs I've been seeing,
Ooh, yeah, you could turn that, like the technique of the pumpkin into a
Mhm.
3D creepy brain.
And you can do it all over the nail. And that's when shadowing and all those details come into play too, which is super fun. But yeah, I think it just depends on your art style and then just making that 3D and using One Step in Builder. Those are my essentials. I'm like, that's what I love telling people for 3D is if you have these two products, you can really achieve a lot. And then of course your flash dot. Flash dot is so necessary.
I grew up in an era of doing my 3D work with acrylics, ancient, but
That's amazing though, Elaine. I
switching
commend
to
you.
thank you. Switching to gel though as a medium was fun because with acrylic, if you did mess it up, I mean, you really had to make that decision to get it off because otherwise it was file it off was the only option. I love with gel, you can make a mistake as long as you didn't go in the light, you can remove it.
Oh my, like I can't imagine doing 3D nail art with acrylic. I'm sorry. That is next level, Elaine.
I don't know, it's funny I did it for so long. I feel like it was easy. I think
You
it's
did
just an
that.
exposure thing when you're exposed to something. Some people
Right.
might look at this and think, wow, how does she do it? It's so hard. But
Mhm.
to you, it's just every day.
Right. That's how I feel with blink tips and going back to that, not Gel X, but our better version of Gel X, I would say. When I first started doing nails, I was with dual forms and blink tips. Gel X, like not blink tips, but Now that I can go back to like my origins a bit, it's hard because I was like, wow, I got so used to sculpting a nail and just going to forms and changing my nail style. So I had to like bring myself back to like my OG blink
Comfort zone.
tips and
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a
And it's
comfort zone.
yeah, and it's crazy because I love the blink tips. I think they're so much stronger and better than any other full cover nail system I've used. But even going back, I had to like, okay, how do I do this again? But it's definitely nice to have like better products to work with because that's what makes it easier when I was doing even the blink tips on myself. But yeah, it's definitely some practice getting back to your roots as well.
I love hearing your endorsement of it. I'm so glad you love them.
I and then your YouTube video too. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I'm like, I love these. I think they're just like
I think
honestly
they're
just
pretty awesome.
strong.
Yeah, I think they're pretty awesome too.
And then of course, I'm not gonna cleanse this right away. I just pulled it out of the lamp because you don't want to cleanse super shiny right away. But we'll do a little close up of the 3D. Honestly, and if anyone ever had any questions, a lot of people will DM me and ask me light elegance questions, and I'm always maybe I won't answer right away because sometimes I'm busy with clients, but I will always answer and give you guys my full like routine, tools, materials I've used,
This
how
would
I
be a good
achieve certain
moment to plug
looks.
your social media account. So if they
Oh
do want to
yeah.
write it down,
Yeah, of course. My Instagram is at Astro Angel Nails. My TikTok is also at Astro Angel Nails. And if you guys want to purchase any of these products and achieve your own 3D looks, you can use Christie 15 at checkout at Light Elegance, and you will get 15% off at checkout. And yeah, like I said, you could always DM me on Instagram, message me on TikTok, and I can answer any of your guys' light elegance questions or even just nail questions. I'm always excited to hear from people and answer your guys' questions. So I'm always here.
I have not parked any questions. Everywhere is so quiet for the most part, but when they did pop up, it was a good relevant moment to share.
Mhm.
But if anybody wants to open their mic and ask Christy a question, she can answer pretty much anything. I don't know if you want to turn, maybe for right now. Yeah, I was gonna say turn your camera on you so they can
That's
see
what
your
I was gonna do. I was like,
see your
maybe I
pretty
should.
face and your Monchi shirt. I love
I'm
it.
like, hi guys.
You're so cute.
I'm like, we're here.
Yeah, if anybody wants to ask questions, it doesn't have to just be about today. She's an educator, so this is a good opportunity to learn something.
So
Yeah.
Great
I
job,
have a
Christy.
question.
Yay!
Why do you like to let it cool and not wipe it off right after you take it out?
That's a good question. With super shiny, we're told not to cleanse it right away because that you'll actually lose the shine. So when I'm working with clients and they pull their hand out of the lamp, I'll actually go and file and do my finished filing with every single nail. And then I'll wait at least a minute and then I'll cleanse it. And you will notice a significant difference because it's not as shiny. So that's why I wait at least a minute.
Okay, thank you.
It's actually a pretty common thing, I think, with a lot of gels. If you're cleansing it right away, try waiting and see if you even see a difference on any gel top coat.
See, I'm so used to Light Elegance that I'm not.
I
It's been
know.
so long that I've used other
You're one
gels.
and done.
No, seriously.
Do we
Love
have any
them.
other questions for her? Don't be shy. If you are shy, put it in the chat. I'll give it.
Oh yeah. I'm like, that's always nice.
Katie had a question in the chat.
Oh, I missed it. Oh, with the blink tips, can you apply them over base gel that is already established?
That is a good question. I would say, of course you can because it's gel, but with blink tips, because you have to remember it's a full cover nail, if there's any like leftover gel, it's going to be harder for you to adhere that full cover nail onto that previous gel. So whenever I'm even doing a blink tip service and they already have blink tips on, I'm pretty much doing almost a complete removal, very the thinnest amount of gel on the nail. Because then of course once you're going to you'll find once you put your full cover nail on, it's not going to fully lay flat to your nail because that gel is pushing it up. So you could, but I would say thinnest amount of gel so that way you can get that full cover nail to lay as flat as possible. But yeah, that's a great question.
I always err on the side of whatever is on the nail before the blink tip goes on. You want to have a lot of confidence in it because that's your adhesive layer.
Yep. So I really like using Builder. I have used
Mm.
Extreme. I think it's good as well, but I think Builder because it's so slow and it's thick, you just boom, put it on and it's just easy. And I love that.
You
So
just
it's really a,
answered. You just answered Autumn Lane Beauty at the same time.
oh, perfect.
I do both. It's funny on myself. Sometimes I don't know why I'm in a mood for Jimmy Gel as my adhesive layer, and sometimes I use my extreme. It's a personal preference thing, I think, for the most part. They all work. I've
Yeah.
used them all. I had to test it before we even launched.
Yeah.
Dora Williams, I think we might need a little bit more explanation because you have one thing that's contradicting a little bit to me. The question is, so you will file after even though top coat is wet? And I think we're not going to understand the question because nobody files while top coat's wet.
I think what maybe
Unless you're
they
talking
mean,
about inhibition layer.
yeah, I think it's the
Yeah.
inhibition layer because after they fully cure for 60 seconds after super shiny, then I'll go ahead and I'll file all 10 fingers. And then because that's about been a minute. And then I'll go ahead and cleanse that inhibition layer and listen for the squeak. So the top coat isn't wet, but it is still sticky
There you
because of
go.
that inhibition layer. So
That
I'm
you
like, that's
got
a
it.
good question. I got that. Yeah.
Yeah, you speak nail tech.
I'm like, that's like when I ask Ashley a question and I'm like, what is, because sometimes I don't even know what I'm trying to say. So, but
No.
no, that was a good question.
I think because of as a nail professional, I do this to my husband all the time. I'll in the middle of a thought start what I'm asking, right? And he's, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Oh, I got to give him the full picture." But we all speak the same language.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Door
It's so
doors
funny.
like my brain goes faster. That's how I am on the daily. My poor husband.
I have so many people, they'll tell me, they go, you talk really fast. And I'm like, oh, let me stop. Let me slow down. That's my nail tech.
I'm still in nail tech mode.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anybody have any other questions? I guess I can do my outro because we're perfect. 10:58.
Oh,
Well
nice.
done. Way to go,
Amazing.
you.
That's good because
Um,
I have a client at 11.
oh, good job. Ooh, wait, yeah, we're cutting it close. Okay, so I want to close out first by saying thank you for coming, but I also want to give you a few tidbits. Hooray, Ashley's class, long filled. Sorry you can't get in on this one, but pay attention to lightelegance.com because there will be a new date coming up. I have heard rumors in the
Ooh.
future. Ashley, if you haven't heard that yet, I'm sorry you're hearing it now. But yeah, so there may be, we're hoping to do one every quarterly is the plan. But yeah. And then also welcome to sign up for LEU. We're always pitching it if you feel like you just want to take a class at your own pace at home in your pajamas. LEU is perfect for you. And then of course join our community at Facebook. It's a group called hashtag new to LE. This recording, if you're watching live, good on you. Will go to you probably in the next day or two, and then we'll go up on YouTube now from now on. Again, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate every time you all come to watch. It helps. Christy, you're amazing. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. I'm like, you guys are the best. I'm like so excited to always do a power hour. And Elaine, you make it so easy. So thank you.
Yay.
You're amazing.
Everybody's a great team. All right, everybody, enjoy the rest of your day. Oh, and we will see you next week. Jessica Ramos is going to do building a client list from scratch. And I think that is an amazing topic for everybody
Oh, yeah.
because without our clients, we have nothing. Anyways, yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, everybody.